Hey everyone, welcome back to Ebony with Genghis. So I'm going to start a little mini series, 2 or 3 part episode here. First part today, I'm going to go over beginner mistakes that people make that really slow down their progress, set them back, and things that they just keep at it for months or years until someone tells them and they're just missing out on so much. So I want to do this. And what inspired this was I had some teammates who asked me, "Hey, can you take a look at my account?" And I'm like, "My God, you've been playing for 2 years like this? This is terrible." And then I did it for more and more. And it was the same thing, the same mistakes. And then I've taken over accounts from people, like as, family members. Same thing. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just this server. People weren't taught anything, but I don't think so. Because my last server, same thing, I helped people. And I've helped people on other servers. So, first thing, if you're going to spend money on the game, why not get yourself going in the correct direction, right? Like, you're financially committed to the game. You're spending money, you enjoy it. Do it right. And obviously use Amazon App Store, get the 20% discount. It's download in my video's description. So let's start. So first thing, subs. So this is an alternate city. It has all Koreas and Chinas. That's all they should have. That's it. It's perfectly set up. If this is your main city, you want only Japan and Russian. Like, you should have Japan and Russian subs only, right? Get the attack buffs. That's it. Or the defense buffs. Nothing else should be on your main city except temporarily if you're one of those players who likes to pick up European or USA to do some stuff. I guess if you're a big monster hunter, there could be an argument for having healing speed, having an Arabian sub. So that could be something. But that's it. Nothing else. Like, you shouldn't be permanently sitting there with European and USA subs. I don't care if they're gold and purple, get rid of them. So that's number one. When we go here to civilization equipment or civilization treasures, and you can move them around, like, basically you should be sitting on this one all the time. March speed to monsters, okay? I guess if you're gathering, you could use this one, the gathering speed. And then other than that, when you heal troops, go here. When you're in PvP situations, Battlefield or SVS, you could switch to this, subordinate city trainings. And then when you're making troops, switch here, right? Construction and research, same thing. But now let's look at some of the other stuff. So some of the very basic stuff. What's going on here? You do not need that many farms. If you look at this setup, this is the perfect setup for a family member, an alternate city. One army camp. And actually, I can delete this. A lot of people don't know this. I could demolish this and make another resource field. And you'll still be able to make troops. So don't be worried about that. But don't have too many farms. So I have 3 farms. That's like max. It might even be too many. And the reason for that is you're just going to get over your limit anyways, right? Once you get big enough, you don't need food anymore. Food's not a struggle in the game if you know how to have alternate cities. Let's go here to Spirit Beasts. Lots of people don't know. I'm going to skip the 3 new ones, and I'm going to go to the 4 originals. Lots of people don't know how to use these. I've seen these on duty officers, like just trying to get them over the power level so that they can become special duty officers or junior officers. And then they leave them there because they don't know they could take them off. So I'm going to walk you through that. So this guy, self-explanatory. Put him on your absolute best general that you use to get double drops and increase it. This one, put on if you have alts and you loot them, put it on there. If you don't, and you don't have a ground dragon, I guess you put it there early game. Right here, you could put this on another general that you use to attack monsters with because he gives you more march size capacity. This one, march speed, put it on another general that joins rallies because it'll make them faster. Now, what was I talking about with duty officers? So let's take a look at duty officers right here. So I have Oleg, right? And this is just sitting there just because there's no reason to really have it on. But what we're looking at here when we're making duty officers, so let's just go to the Archer Tower here, and we have a duty officer, Ban Chow, and he's a senior tower officer, right? I'd like to make him, you know, a special duty officer, but he needs 3.1 million power. So how do I do that? So I'm going to take him off. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just put Roland on. I think Roland just went, wow, he just went right up to super duty. And the reason I put him on is because I know he's wearing gear. Okay? So he's a super duty officer right now. Let's look at him. And lots of the accounts that I've taken a look at would leave him just like this. But you don't have to. You could remove his equipment. So 3.1 million was the magic number, right? So let's get him under that. So he's at 2.7. Let's go back to the duty here. And he's still a super duty officer. So there's no reason to leave the gear on. So if you're going to leave him there, then you can take the gear off of him. I'm going to put it back on because he's on my presets to be in rallies. And then I'm going to resign him from that duty. And then we'll just put regular Ban Chow on. It doesn't really matter right now. I know so he's still senior actually. I could easily upgrade him and make him special, but anyone who has alts would know that then he's just going to be attacking Big Genghis's troops when they come looking to collect the taxes. So don't have to do that. But this is a major mistake that people do. I go in to other people's cities and I'll see Ban Chow dressed up in Dragon's gear and Achaemenid and Ares, anything else you could imagine. And there's no reason for it because he doesn't need the gear. He's got the power already. Now, where I wanted to go with that was I wanted to look at duty officers. So subordinate city officers. So subordinate city officers, if they don't have a debuff on the equipment, this one has a negative 30, and it's not ideal, obviously. A negative 30 mounted troop attack. If it doesn't have that, there's no reason for a subordinate city to wear gear. Like, this is useless. The only reason they're there is just because it's an alt and I'm lazy and there's no reason to take it off. But this gear, Achaemenid and Civ gear, is the only thing that can be on a subordinate city general. Okay? If it doesn't have a debuff, there's no reason for it to be here. Like, if we look at this Fearless, these are all positive numbers here. You don't want them on there. Okay? It's not going to help at all. 0%. Now, I've gone in, checked in people's cities, and their duty officers will be dressed up in Achaemenid gear, and then their sub-cities won't have any on. So that's because people didn't know that you could actually take it off and still keep the special duty officer ranking. So that is a major, major mistake that people make. Another one here that we're going to talk about is the market. So right here, like, look at this. I have 380 gold up here. And I'm going to talk about alts for a second. And some people with their main cities too. And look at all this gold. Useless. Useless. Why? Because on the market, when you're over level 30, you can't change gold for resources anymore. So if you're looking to acquire an alternate city from somebody and keep it as a family member, always check out the marketplace. You want it to be over at 30 maximum. 31 doesn't work. 30 does work. When I hear that, I don't want it as an alt. Immediately I'll offer less money. It's just not worth it. This one's a special one. It's a K35. It could be K36. It has the Vic column already. So, It's probably too good to be an alt, but hey, good alts are good, right? Anyways, looking at the stables, these duty officers, stables, barracks, and workshop and archer camp, get these guys as high as you can, right? Because you want this ground training buff. You want this. Plus these duty officers, the special ones here. So you need to really look at getting those special duty officers specific for those duties in the tavern. Because you know what? Speeds are going to be so important for you later in the game and they help out. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we're going to look at Monarch talents, the Monarch talent tree. Honestly, this is one of the most misunderstood, misused things in the game amongst beginners. I myself made so many mistakes with this early on. So let me know in the comments different tips that you have for other users out there. And like, subscribe, leave a comment.